Well, I just want to echo a lot of what Commissioner Brownsey said and agree with a lot of her sentiments and reasoning, but I reach, a different conclusion. And before I discuss that, I do want to thank everyone that came here today, and I will say you've changed my mind. I didn't think that I could embrace cars on the beach. I felt like that was a destructive way to use the beach, but I've heard your stories and I've really been struck by the notion that we all fall in love with nature in different ways, and thank you for coming here to share that. With that being said, I think that staff's recommendation outlines some really reasonable, no regrets management strategies that, if anything, if there is a chance to save this activity at this beach, have to be pursued. I think your community is saying, we want this to continue. We want to keep this culture. We want to keep this opportunity. And if that's true, then I urge you to embrace different management strategies. I mean, really basic things like increased predator management. It says implement an improved predator management plan, including closures for trash and food waste. Based on what everyone came up here to say, that seems like something this community would embrace. I love to hear about the pack it in, pack it out. Enhancing public outreach, increased use of appropriate beach and dune areas by lower income youth and tribal parties. Add special events protocols. We know that special events deserve different protocols. Prohibit night riding. That seems like a very reasonable measure. And so I would just encourage this community, which I really have been touched by today, to not only consider or accept these management approaches which are being offered by our staff and are science-based, but to embrace them and come up with other ideas about how to make this work, because clearly the community is divided and we have to find a way forward. And I think that these recommendations, these very modest recommendations, no regrets practices, will only help us understand what the options are through the PWP process. Will only help our learning and to understand if there is a way forward with continued OHV use on this beach. And so I would really urge my fellow commissioners to support staff's recommendation so that we can see if there is a way forward, if these very modest changes make a difference. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Padilla.